Hi guys, and welcome to another session of Honest Talk About Women, where you learn tips, tricks and strategies on how to navigate the minefields of dating and relationships. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and also comment in the comments section. It all helps with the YouTube algorithm. If you have a story you want to share with viewers, you can contact me on my email address listed below. Today's session will be about LDRs, long distance relationships. So often do I come across people who are in a LDR with someone in the Philippines, the Ukraine, United States, Canada, and to me it's a complete waste of time. Now don't get me wrong, there are examples out there of where people have met and had a long distance relationship, fallen in love, got married, had a successful family, but I think those examples are very few and far between. I think that the majority of LDRs are a complete waste of time, and time is money, and time is precious, and you don't have a lot of time to waste on something that can go nowhere. So I'll issue you 10 pointers as to why an LDR is a complete waste of time in this video. So when you date, obviously the best way to date, guys, is to get out there and meet people in person. Whether it's at a similar interest club. If you have any interests or hobbies, you join a club and you may meet people through that way, and that's the best way to review and date someone. If you're going to do the dating apps, then there's a greater chance that there's people overseas that are willing to date you, and it's a big no-no. Do not do LDRs. They have to be in the same town within 40 minutes of traveling by car. And also easy access through the suburbs. If there's about 40 to 50 traffic lights, you've got to go through, stop, start, stop, 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 start. Distance is too far. Also, if they live on another island, in Auckland here, we have a beautiful island called Waiheke Island. It's about 30 kilometres off the shore. And there's a lot of single ladies on that island, but I don't date people on that island because the distance. By the time you travel into the city, park your car, incur CBD parking rates, catch a ferry if it's on time, sometimes it's cancelled. Then when you get to the other end, you got to get a bus or taxi to the person's place. So it's a too drawn out exercise. You want to be able to get that text at night, 9:30, 10, you're keen for some action, and you can be there within 10 or 15 minutes. So let's get started. 10 reasons why you don't do LDRs, long distance relationships. The first one is you can tell so much more about the person when you meet them in person than online. Online, there can be a lot of trickery. They can look their best. They can send you videos, send you pictures of them looking their best, and you may not be able to read them fully. Whereas if you meet someone in person, you can tell 1,000 things about them straight away once you sit down with them or go for a walk with them. So there's no substitute for meeting someone in person and starting to read them. You can't do that as well as online or on a video call or through texting. Number two, time wasted. There's a lot of people that spend 12 to 24 months texting, videoing, chatting with someone overseas, and it could all come to a complete waste of time once they meet them in person and they start living together, say for the weekend, and it just doesn't work out. So too high risk, complete waste of time. Number three, expenses. It's expensive, guys. Flying into a different country, you got to get your passport up to date, no more than 6 months expiry. You got to get the appropriate visas, get an Uber from the airport if she's not picking you up or if she's busy working. It's expensive. And why would you go to all that necessary expense for a first physical date, seeing someone in person, when it can be a complete flop? And 95% plus of the time, it most likely will be a flop. How many dates do you have after a first date? Seeing a person again, it's less than 5%. 4, relocation. Someone at some stage is going to have to relocate, and they're going to have to live with you, and that creates a whole new set of challenges in terms of separate property. If it's going to be commingled at the start, then it'll be commingled at the exit, and you'll lose most likely up to 50%. Yet, if you had a relationship contract at the start to show what her assets were, what your assets are, what her liabilities are, what your liabilities are, and what your contributions will be, it'll be a lot simpler if things go sour and you need to exit. So there's that complication. Number 5, different cultural issues. You don't understand what the different cultural issues are until you're living together, and what may seem perfectly acceptable to you may be completely foreign or not done in her culture. And it's just a simple example is shoes off at the door. Some people walk right through the house with their shoes on after they've been outside all day. Other people take their shoes off at the door. Just simple things like that can be a breaker. Culinary skills, number 6, really important that someone knows how to cook. And if a woman can't cook at least 2 dishes, then it's Uber Eats or it's the 2-minute noodle type quality meals. And Uber Eats can be very expensive, and 2-minute noodle type dishes have no nutritional value. And when I say culinary skills, it's got to be worked both ways. So guys have to have the skills too to make at least 2+ dishes. You can't expect someone coming in to do all the cooking, but if it's her forte and she loves doing it, that's great. That's an added bonus. But it's got to be nutritional, and it's got to be more than 2 or 3 items combined in a dish. A couple of slices of toast with some jam on it doesn't cut it for a meal. It's got to be nutritional value. Number 7, will she get along with your network, your friends and family? Some stage you're going to have to introduce her to your parents if your parents are still alive, and will she get along? And not everyone always gets along with their in-laws. Also your network of friends. Will she get along with your current network of friends? Your very close friends. Will she get along with them? That's a big unknown. Number 8, does she have marketable skills to get a job and get some money coming in? Otherwise, you'll be subsidizing her for a pretty long time. It's not as easy as it seems coming to a different country. You've got to go through the retraining process if you have a professional qualification, especially in the medical field. And even trades, you've got to get certified to local laws to make sure you're compliant and understand the local laws of how things operate in your home country. So even though she may be qualified in her home country, that qualification is not easily transitional to a new country. And even the basics, just the very bare basics, if she was going to work in a childcare facility, you've got to go through police checks from your home country. You've got to get that, and also in your new country, and also you've got to pass basic certificates, first aid certificate, food hygiene certificate, and those are courses that take time and money. And that's at the very simple entry-level jobs. Number 9, residency application process. Long gone are the days when you can just automatically guarantee you'll be a resident of another country. Countries now are very selective on who they let in, and also who they issue social security numbers to or tax numbers to in order for you to work. The classic case was last year there was a British guy who wanted to get into New Zealand, but he was rejected for being overweight because New Zealand operates a government healthcare system that pays for your medical bills and runs the public hospitals. They didn't want people coming into the country that were perceived to be a future burden on the health system. And this particular guy was overweight in the UK, and his residency application was rejected because he was overweight and he's going to be a future burden on the health system. So it's not as simple as before when you could arrive in a country and be pretty much guaranteed residency. You got to make sure that everything's in perfect order. And lastly is money, scammers, number 10. It may start quite small and it may work on you. And I've done a video in the very early days on the cryptocurrency scam where I played along with a scammer to see if I could out-scam the scammer. You should watch it sometime. It's a good video. But with a lot of LDRs, they can start off quite small, like I don't have enough money to get my teeth repaired. Can you send over $100 US? And if you're earning a couple of thousand US a week plus, it may seem quite small, $100, and you get a lot of thank yous and oh, you're the best person in the world, and I'm so pleased I met you. And it starts off quite small. And another one is my mother's got cancer. She needs to get assessed by a medical professional. Can you send some money? It's all heartbreaking stories, things like that. Another one is the village ox. Usually comes from Asia. The village ox needs some veterinary bills paid. Make a world of difference if you could just wire over $100 and take care of the village ox. And you think, geez, I'm really doing a humanitarian act here. I'm really helping out a small village in Asia, getting their ox back on its feet. In all likelihood, there's no ox, there's no real life story like that. You're just being scammed over $100. And then it graduates up into bigger things like, I broke my iPhone the other day and I'm not too sure whether I can still do chats with you. Can you contribute towards a new iPhone? And iPhones in certain countries aren't cheap, and it's considered a gold reward in certain countries, poorer countries, and once you start paying for that, then it goes to another bigger issue, another big thing. I've learned a way on how to make money, and do you want to come in with me on this investment scheme? And some poor guy who's working 60, 70 hours a week in the West, who's not that commercial, not that shrewd, can get taken advantage of and start feeding money on the promise that he'll be meeting this lady in the future. And the lady he's talking to may not even be the real person he's actually going to be seeing. She might be quite a glamorous girl just playing him along for someone else and scamming you out of as much money as you can. So the golden rule, guys, is no Maori, no money. And it's so simple. If you even go to that stage of getting married and you have all the an ironclad prenup agreement in place, then that's when you're happy to help her out a little bit financially. But until that date, absolutely no money, and especially overseas, because you'll never get it back. Once it's left your bank account, you try getting money back again, especially if it's coming out of countries like China or Thailand or the Philippines. It's a different jurisdiction, different language, different culture. It's very, very hard to track it down. So eyes wide open, guys. So those are the 10 points today why you should not do an LDR. Do not do it. And I come across countless people in the soccer teams and the futsal teams and everyday interactions. I've just come across a beautiful woman overseas and my eyes start to blink and I think, geez, this guy is going to be wasting his time. So 10 reasons not to do it. Stay on the straight and narrow, go local, and try and find that nugget of gold in your hometown. That's it for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. See you on the next one. Cheers. Just a quick word from our sponsor. Plantonin Limited has you covered for supplements. Get New Zealand's finest supplements on Amazon.com, both in the USA and the UK. The links are down below.